P, E double, push a Lex bubble in the winter.
Playtime been over since y'all dropped the ball. Bound to the continent, there's no asylum for y'all. Pushing the black Asiatic game with Ford L and Pool Bay. Before NOI, I rep draw L all day. How many fakes proclaim to be the reincarnation and claim to be the true head of the Moorish nation? No mention of Mealy Ill, but I read his letters. Dirty Moors mad cause they thought they dead as letters. Many were there when decisions were handed down. Now they claim that Mealy Ill was not ordained, not commissioned, not called or appointed. With divine plans for ages, but Dirty Moors making changes, working with FBI during infiltration.
I had a recent experience while traveling to Universal Studios from the Oakland airport. I've made the flight. It's just that TSA. In fact, in this particular part of it, the airline didn't even check my identification. I was traveling with my son, but TSA had me go through extra protocols, is what they said, because the identification didn't have their extra security mechanisms on it. He even said that he could have made this at home, but
No, go ahead. You said extra security mechanism. Go ahead. And I was wondering what that was.
I don't know what he's talking about, but I even showed him I even showed him the U.S. attorney, the nationality in the absence of
a national identification card. Yeah.
Yes, I showed him that, and he says, "Wow, I have to look that up." But I believe you, and they still had to go.
Really?
That's what he said. He said, "Wow, I have to look that up." All right, I'll trust you. We're just gonna take you through the extra protocols, whatever. And I made the flight, and it was just weird that our travel issues is with TSA, not with necessarily at least for me, airlines, with the airline. But maybe they're all working together. But I know I need to send a writ to TSA possibly in the future to just completely bypass them. And that was just an interesting experience, traveling with the family. I'm the only declared Moor, but I'm still a Moor, no matter what.
That's right. So you did use your national identification card, and of course they might, like you say, take you through some extra measures. But I know some people who they don't take the extra measures. That's just who you have. But what? And you were able to fly on it, correct?
Of course, yes.
Yes, that's happening a lot more now because now the interesting thing you said, and I think last week I mentioned this or the week before possibly, but I'll mention it again because I'll give that USC code that let me find it. I think it's 1508, but I don't want to say the wrong thing because that was a excellent example that I made as well. The last time I think we talked about it, it was a great example, and it's also an example of how some people may not comprehend what it actually says. That they'll read right past what it says and go straight into the other three. And look how they said it. They said commonly accepted identification. Now, let me get it real quick. There we go. Here we go. I have found it, and I appreciate the sister Diane who sent this to me. But it, you can look it right up. She's doing her research, that's sure. And it's U.S. Title 18 USC 1028. And it says Section 1028 of Title 18 designates three special non-federal identification documents and gives them preferred treatment. Now listen closely to the next line. These three documents, in the absence of a national identity card, in the absence of a national identity card, are the prime means by which an individual can establish his identity. And then they call it, oh, it's just common use. Why? Because if you don't have a national identification card, then all of these things apply. But if you have a national identification card, then they don't apply, right? So
that's right.
Now the question is, exactly. And
I have
a lot
a
of people,
question.
sure.
I have a question.
Sure.
Did you have to swipe your nationality card to do anything?
You know what? That's the first thing they did. They put it up to like the barcode, something like you do in the supermarket to see if it'll scan, and then they was looking at it, and that's when he said some stuff. And but anyway, yeah, that's to answer the question. They tried it,
but there was no hindrance, because there was no hindrance due to you not having a barcode, though.
Right. There was no, not that part. No.
Right.
No. Okay. And you know you had to bring that up because that's another thing that's all in the air right now. And I get emails, and I'm sure people talk with you. I think you had to put something up about that. And it's like in the air right now. That's what I think they were talking about with the extra security measures. It's a barcode on the card that gives them all the information, which ties them into some registry and index, okay? Which cannot and ought not ever go on an allodial national ID because a barcode means product, period, a commerce. A allodial ID, a national identification, cannot have a barcode. So there's people who have pretty much copied the same card that we have established and put a barcode on it, and they have all these ones running after looking for a barcode. And think, oh, is the card going to have a barcode? No, because the person bearing it also becomes product.
Right.
A barcode means product. Yeah. So again, yeah.
You know, another thing too is just to put the more on blast. There's not something he's trying the nationality card, see if it works or whatever.
Right.
Like he studies to be able to demonstrate what he's demonstrating. Like he's not one of these Moors talking about, you know, no right to travel and, you know, delegation of authority got people killed and stuff like that. Right. Like, this is a Moor that studies. This is a Moor that we had conversations studying.
Yes.
So, you know that work got put in order for him to get this outcome. He just not getting the outcome because he said he's a Moor. Right? So, like, sacrifices were made in order for him to be able to get that outcome that he got. Like, he sacrificed. Almost losing family and all that stuff. But, you know, considering the whole family went, everything's probably good.
Yes.
Right?
Well, I don't want to put him on blast.
Straighten everybody up. Birthright straighten everybody up. Especially since you use that nationality card that, you know, people had doubts about and stuff like that, and I don't know about that, and, you know, it's totally different when you put in your work and then people see the fruits of your labor, not you seeing it, because you already recognize what it is, but, you know, other people seeing the fruits of your labor. You know what I mean? Makes it really worth something.
Right, and because the other thing that you said that is something that more need to recognize too is that a lot of these they're all corporations, so they're not learning national principles. Hello, they're not. They're not used to seeing a national card because maybe one that they haven't been used. So more than used to them, and so that's not a problem. I mean, I myself have done that, along with it. So, you know, the interesting thing is that the person who's supposed to be in authority said to you after you cited the law, right? He said, "Oh, I got to check that out."
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you think that these people were truly government preserving the rights of the people? That they would already know that, and if they don't, they need to know. So maybe he's going to go find out. But they ought to already know that. However, because they don't, doesn't mean that you acquiesce. Because they said, well, we don't know nothing about that. They do need to know something about that. But it's more the national duty to enforce these things that protect and preserve their rights of earth. And that's what you did. And you did it sincerely because, as you just said, you studied. And I have to say, I don't want to put you on blast either, but I remember when you first came into this, at least to my knowledge, when you first started having, conversations back and forth. So you come a long way, baby, as they say.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear you say. It's good.
Yeah,
I don't know if I have. Let me share this. I was on my way home. I was almost home. I was traveling, and the policy enforcer stopped me, and I wasn't kidnapped or anything. But he said, toward the end of our conversation, I understand your ideology. I really do, and that was. He let me go home to the family. I told him I'm just trying to go home to my family. You stopped me on a public road, something to that effect. And he understood exactly what I was talking about. He said something's going on with your plates. But in the long story short, again, just stand on what you know. And I think there's some, just stand on what you know and get home.
Talking in an intelligent
tone. That's in the end.
Would you say
intelligent tone, yes.
In an intelligent tone, because I think that is one of the problems our people have. They have a little bit of information. Maybe they have it all. Well, they don't have it all because they don't know to talk in an intelligent tone. They don't have it all. So then they'll start running off at the mouth and blah, 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 and causing a conflict of energy right there on its back. Because how the outcome comes has a lot to do with because court is life, period. It's not in a courtroom or in so-called courtroom. It's right there. So I think, I won't put it on the table, but I think that it's because of the not talking in an intelligent tone. And a lot of that is because you don't really know all that you need to know for what it is you're doing. Maybe that's why. I don't know why, but I think that is a seed. From what I hear from people who share their experiences such as what you're doing, I found that the one key in it all for those who have quote-unquote success, if you will, doesn't mean that always happens because there's some rogues out there. I think that's changing and getting a little less, but a lot less. But the intelligent tone situation, because they're hearing about, just like the TSA guy said, well, I didn't know anything about that law. Well, you do now, or you need to, or you will, And I think that's it. It's the manner in which you handle the situation sometimes, most of the time. Although that's not always the case, because like I said, especially if you go down in certain places in the South, or they don't have to be in the South because they are losing their foothold. They know it's just about over, You know what I mean? And they got some resistance, but for the most part, that's great.
Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Peace and love to all. Peace and love.
All right.
Islam.
All right, we have this person.
Oh yeah, and quick disclaimer. Quick disclaimer.
All right.
Don't think you could just go run out there, get the card, and go try what he did. Just to put it out there. Now that nationality works. What did he do? Right. Now that nationality cards work, don't be going out there, go rushing to go get a card, to go try, go on a plane because you have to visit your uncle in Germany or something. Because if you're not being what you know, nothing's working. Right? And there's a line, there's a place where being what you know is there's a place that where you know and exercising meets up and everything works with no problem. As soon as you start teetering on either side of not knowing or whatever, then stuff starts not working because you're falling off of the routine or the rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Do what you know is a rhythm that you get yourself on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Right? So you have to get yourself in rhythm. And once you get yourself in the rhythm, then you're good to go. Once you find that place where activity and what you know matches up, they come together, they Voltron.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can start exercising for real because you are being what you know. You're not being what you want to know. You're not being what you knew.
I like that. I'm going to use that now. Because you can only be what you know. So you guys out there being what you want to know, being what you know. I like that. I'm going to use that one.
You can't be what somebody else is. You got to do it yourself.
That's right.
وأنا لقيت شو عليه وعطاني جنسيتي ورجعني لوحدي كنت أدور على طريقة وأنا لقيت شو عليه وعطاني جنسيتي ورجعني لوحدي I was searching for a better way and then I found you عليه He gave me nationality and brought me back to reality. I was searching for a better way, and then I found you, Ale. He gave me nationality, and brought me back to reality. I was searching for a better way. I found you, Ale, and he saved me. And I was searching for a better way and found you, Ale. He gave me nationality. He brought me back to reality. I was searching for a better way and then I found you, Ale. He gave me nationality and brought me back to reality. I'm gonna tell you a little story about a monster, creature, the Negro. The Negro is the most deceptive creature on the planet. While his words move in a rhythm meant to hypnotize, he makes himself up to appear to be one thing today and another tomorrow, bringing innocent yet unaware believers to his side, to be fleeced by his minions and cohorts, while he yet lingers with the people, secretly sucking on their energies and living off of their virtues. He positions himself to cause them to believe that he suffers as they do. He feels the pain which they bear, all the while growing fat from their energies, enshrined by their attention. He stores up so much of their borrowed power, he is able to produce monsters out of it. Reflections, illusions which resemble himself, appearing to be caring and comforting. These doppelgangers, these abominations he uses as diversions for his escape. Yet his destination is never far, for without the will of the many people to propel him, he is more or less a flightless creature. A creature of almost no substance and no will other than to survive. A cosmic nomad of nefarious origins, he has stumbled upon this planet, exiled from all other sentient civilized systems he once haunted. A being not so much living as lived, existing mainly within the lower, baser regions of the mind. Partial to no particular environment, complexion, or political system, he is a bounty hunter. A mercenary who subcontracts his work to willing yet unaware volunteers who forfeit their true profits to him. To the victor go the spoils, but to the Negro goes a more lively and valuable treasure. Like a leech, he grows off of the lifeblood of the living, infecting others and leading them to an existence of the same. An existence that projects scarcity where there is abundance, fear where there is love, and darkness that can only pretend to cover the light. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali for leading us out of the darkness and into the marvelous light, and for reminding us that we are not Negro, black, or colored, but Moors, much more.
I was searching for a better way, and then I found Drew Ali.